Hey guys, welcome to the Massive Iron Channel. I'm Steve Shaw, editorial director at TigerFitness.com, sweating like a pig because she just made a Chipotle ripoff recipe. It was super hot, wasn't it?
Yes.
It wasn't really. It's just hot up in here, excuse me. Guys, in this video, we want to talk about, you can look right there. Just look at yourself. We want to talk about making a life change when you're with a partner who isn't necessarily supportive or who isn't changing their life. Both of us have been through the same thing. I started my transformation about 3 years ago, and you did as well. When did you start yours?
Closer to 4 years ago.
So we were both married at the time. You were, how many pounds overweight were you?
40 pounds.
So she was about 40 pounds overweight. I was 346 pounds. We were both married, not to each other. We're both divorced. We're single, seeing each other right now. We are engaged. She is my fiance. But the people we were with were not engaged in personal transformation. They were not engaged in physical fitness. They were not engaged in a healthier lifestyle. Is that the case for your ex-husband as well?
Yes.
Okay, so when I made my change, I had to, excuse me, what did you put in there?
Peppers.
I'm gonna die. This might be my last video. Our partners were not engaged in physical fitness or health, so we both had to face some challenges. So that's really what this video is about, how to deal with changing your body when you do not have a supportive spouse. So tell me about your situation. I know you said your ex-husband and your son and daughter, or just your son, would come home with junk.
My ex-husband and my teenage son, they just constantly came home with cheeseburgers and pizza, and they ate late at night. Both of those things were not an option for me during my weight loss journey.
So how did you cope with that? How did you cope with that from an eating standpoint, and how did you cope with that mentally?
I would leave the room if it was tempting. I would also ask them to throw away all of the leftovers, because if they didn't intend to eat them and they left them out, I knew that I would likely not be able to withstand the temptation. And I would leave the room. I would go into my bedroom and close the door so that I couldn't even smell it, because that's how strong the struggle was for me with food and temptation. I've referenced it as food addiction.
So you were telling me that one of the integral parts was having your meals planned or prepared in advance. Did you meal prep?
I did meal prep, and I would eat before I left work. So I would eat before 6:30 every night, so that when I got home, I didn't open the pantry and get tempted to eat the Oreos and the Doritos that I kept in stock for my son. And in my mind, I would prepare myself, telling myself I was done eating for the day once I left the office. And they were usually very simple meals or pre-cooked meals that I would have at work or in the car on my way home.
Now, me, on the other hand, I switched to a basically no rice, no carb diet outside of fruits and vegetables. So I would cook, and I knew how to cook, but I would cook for my family. And if they liked what I ate, if they liked what I cooked, they could eat it. If they didn't, they had to scrounge for themselves. Excuse me, I'm going to die. I'm sorry for doing that in your ear. But really, the point I want to get to here, or a point I want to get to here, is you have to take care of yourself. You have to take care of yourself. If you are overweight, if you are obese, if you are not healthy, you have to take care of yourself, even if your spouse or partner doesn't understand. Would you agree with that?
I do agree.
Because in a healthy relationship, your partner is going to be supportive. They want you to live long. They want you to take care of themselves, and they should understand. So you have to do what you have to do to reach your goals. It's not being rude. It's not being disrespectful. You don't have to eat chicken nuggets and pizza and ice cream and all the other stuff your kids or your spouse is eating. You also are going to have a difficult time forcing your lifestyle changes on them. They might be interested once you change your life or turn the corner and start losing weight, but I didn't pressure my kids. I'm sure you didn't pressure your ex-husband or your son or daughter as well.
No.
So take care of yourself. Do what you need to do to get healthy. At the end of the day, this is your life. This is your health. You have to take care of yourself. And if you are in a healthy relationship, your partner should understand. Do you have any advice on what to do if your partner doesn't understand, or if your partner is trying to pull you off this type of healthy eating plan?
Well, you always want to allow yourself a cheat meal or two a week, but as they say, don't let the cheat meal turn into an entire weekend, because it will counteract all of the disciplined efforts you've had throughout the week to binge all weekend on the junk foods. And whenever you're meal prepping, have options that taste good. My motivation has to be that it tastes good, so I wasn't willing to choke something down that wasn't appealing at all. Sometimes that means I'm using more stevia or monk fruit sweeteners than other people would if I'm making something sweet. And sometimes I might add a little bit of extra salt or sauce. But again, I am still counting my macros and making sure I'm staying in line. Just also making sure it's an enjoyable meal for me so that I am motivated to stay on track.
So one final word, if you do have a partner who is not supportive or doesn't understand what you are trying to achieve, I think what you need to consider is sitting down with them and explaining the gravity of the situation, the importance of your health. And if they still don't understand at that point, you got to seek counseling. You got to seek somebody to intervene, a mediator, to try to communicate, because this is the only life you get. You get no second chance. And if you and your spouse are not communicating, you need a mediator in that relationship to try to iron things out. So guys, hope this video has been of some help. If you have any questions or comments, drop them below. If you've made it this far in this video and have yet to subscribe to my channel, please do. I'd appreciate the support. She is nervous as heck. Give her some love in the comments section because she didn't want to be on the video. So guys, as always, thanks for watching. Have a great day. Can I ask you a question before we go?
Yes.
Are you that short in real life?
Yes, I am that short. I'm 5'2".
She is short. She can't dunk a basketball yet.
No, but I'll keep trying.
Okay, good.